Today we are looking at the 2023 Genesis GV60. This is the advanced all-wheel drive trim, which is essentially their base trim right now. However, there is nothing base about this car. Let's get straight into the powertrain. You have a 74 kilowatt in the front and 160 kilowatt rear engine to power this vehicle. That's going to get you about 314 horsepower and 446 pound-feet of torque, and you'll get up to 248 miles of range. So let's go back and look at this charger. The GV60 has really impressive charging times. With a DC fast charger, you can get from 10 to 80% in about 18 minutes or 60 miles of range in 5 minutes. So you're not going to be spending any more time charging it than you would at a gas station fueling your car. It also has a vehicle to load charging, and all you need is this cool little like converter essentially to plug it in. This will allow you to maybe charge an e-bike, give some emergency charge to another EV, or power larger appliances. Here we display plastic in all of its glory. But really, I just wanted to show you guys the Frunk, or potentially lack thereof. Very similar to the EV6, the Ioniq 5. It's small. Honestly, I don't think that many people actually use the Frunk. This is probably a great spot to store maybe like your owner's manual, I would suggest. And I'll get to that when we get to the inside, because the glove box is really unique. All of the colors are named after gorgeous locations. This one is Mana Red. Mana means mountain in Hawaiian. There's a lot of like volcanoes that are used with that naming convention. So a few things on the advanced trim: you will have standard LED lighting, standard 20-inch wheels. You also have power folding mirrors. If I lock it, you can see them do that. You also have power door handles here when you unlock it. And the key is like this funny little cloud thing. It's funny. You can easily get your car into tight parking spaces and out of tight parking spaces. So you would just go ahead and lock it, and then you turn it on. And then with that, you have these little directional buttons to like pull it forward or back it up. But it takes it just a second. That's pretty cool. Let's see how far away we can make it drive. Okay, bye. So actually, before we get into the cargo, I just want to let you know that this powertrain can tow up to 2,000 pounds. Also, a power liftgate is standard on both of these trims. Once you open it up, behind the second row, you'll get up to 24 cubic feet of space, and with the second row folded flat, you can get almost 55 cubic feet of space. The only thing I wish that this car had that it does not: you can't fold down that second row from the back. You have to go all the way around to the side, open your passenger doors, and put the seats down that way. There's also another fun way to access any like extra storage, little aside folding pocket right here. Haven't seen that. And let's go ahead and jump into that second row. You got all kinds of room for fun and activities back here, because you will have over 37 inches of leg room. I don't need it, but you might. A few other fun things: they have the perfectly placed air vents right here on the side. This is so much better than right here in the center. I don't know if it's just because it's more centrally located, so the air, you can actually feel it. You also have functional, usable cup holders here. They're not like the silly ones that are only good for like teeny tiny little water bottles that literally nobody carries. Like that. You also have your center folding armrest that has cup holders here as well. And then something that you're only going to notice from the back and not necessarily from the front is that this thing, it passes all the way through to the front. There's no like, it's not like blocked. It's just one huge weird storage thing. Oh, you could put like an umbrella in there. I don't really, what would you put? What would you put in there? I want to know. So I meant it when I said this car is really not a base trim. There's nothing base about it, especially because of Face Connect. Now what that allows you to do is completely leave this at home. You can lose it, forget it, you don't need it, and you can still get into your car, unlock it with your face, and even turn it on, which we'll get to in a second. But you see this little square here, all you do, it's a camera, you just put your finger on the center of your door handle and stand a distance away, look at the camera, a little green light will circle around the lens and your car will unlock. That's it. Okay, so like I said, you can also turn your car on with just your fingerprint, which you will need to program to do. I have not done that because this is not my vehicle, but you just put your finger right there and then the car literally just turns on. It's that simple. And there's this fun little magic 8-ball feature where your gear selector just flips over. It's a total gimmick, but it's so cool. There's so many fun little buttons in this GV60. Continuing on to your steering wheel. There's a button here on the left that will control the left side module in your 12.3-inch instrument cluster, which is standard, by the way. So while it is like a pressable button, it also functions to swipe, just to adjust to see different driver info, your tire pressure, media, whatever you want to see in your instrument cluster. You also have your drive modes on your steering wheel as well. So in this advanced trim, you can switch to eco, comfort, sport. And of course, there's this really fun little animation that happens, and the animation matches the same pattern that's in your little magic 8-ball down here. And then another fun button or function, if you will, is how you adjust your mirrors. It's right here. It's almost a lot like a joystick in a way, if you could hold the handle. You normally see that just like inset into your door handle, not as this kind of switcheroo knob situation. Now the seats have a lot of functionality in here beyond the standard heated and ventilated feature. There's this cool thing where you can change the ventilation feature and how the heat or cooling is distributed through the seats. So you can have all of the cooling on just the lower part or all of the cooling on your back. You also have smart posture care. So you would put in your information like your weight and height, and that will adjust the seat in the best driving position based off of those measurements, which is super helpful because I think most people actually drive in the completely incorrect driving position anyways. So this is also, you could consider it a safety feature. And leather seats come standard in the advanced trim. You get Napa leather in the performance trim. The GV60 has a really awesome surround view camera that has the, virtual reality GV60 sitting in space. It actually looks really good. You could see all the way around of where your car is. You could see where we are at this little park. And you can easily adjust all of your angles that way. But this is so fun to have. You also have digital climate controls down here as well that are really functional and easy to use. So I like that you can adjust just the fan speed on the driver's side so that maybe your passenger doesn't want to be blown out the window. Wireless charging is standard on both trims as well as connected Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. You have a fun little storage door right here that easily fits like another pair of sunglasses if you happen to already have another pair in your actual sunglasses holder up top in the roof. You could also fit like a candy bar in there, maybe some cash. And then remember how I was talking about how you might want to take your manual out of your glove box? Because it's like a tray. So maybe you're the passenger and you could eat and use this as like a TV tray. You could put your food in there. That's what I would do. big thank you to Genesis of Stevens Creek for hooking it up with this GV60. If you guys have any more questions, drop them down in the comment section below. Bye.